Welcome to the Empty Wagon Fantasy Football Podcast. It's Brad and Josh in the studio-ish place.
Studio-ish place.
Yeah, how you doing, Josh?
Good, dude. How you doing?
Better.
Not great, just better than I was.
Better than I was.
Well, what was going on, bud?
We don't even bring it up. I don't even make my son cry on TV.
On TV? YouTube. It counts.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I understand that, dude. We had a pretty good day. Last night we went to the movies.
Yeah, what'd you watch?
Got some beat-ups. We watched the new Lego movie.
Ooh.
Not as good as the original, but still very good.
Okay, was it not good because your expectations are really high?
I think that's what it was. The first one was ridiculously good.
Because that's what I hate about movies is you build them up so much. Because the first one, you're surprised.
Yeah.
You don't expect it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of like when a rookie running back has a great season like a Philip Lindsay.
Yes, very surprised.
Which is going to be part of the show today.
Oh, hey.
So for the show today, I'm going to let you all know, we did a little surprise show. We're going to call it surprise show. Josh came up with 2 topics. I came up with 2 topics. I don't know what his are. He doesn't know what mine are. Hopefully they're not the same. We're going to talk about them.
This might be a train wreck.
Ooh, hey, that movie made a lot of money, though.
Did it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
It
made that one chick really famous for a little bit, so.
I don't even remember who it was. Jenny McCarthy? Melissa McCarthy.
No, it's that kind of chunky, blonde-headed.
Amy
Schumer.
Schumer.
Yeah, we go. Hey, we got there.
This is not a pop culture TV show. You know what I really want? I want a smartwatch.
Go get one. I got my wife one for Christmas last year.
Does she like it?
Yeah, she got an Apple Watch, but
this is a smartwatch.
Yeah, but you don't have an Apple phone, so
no. But I would get like a Samsung version of that. What's in that cup, Brad? What you got in that cup, bud?
A little Tito's vodka.
Oh, Teeters. I actually went back to our old friend Jackie D today.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I did. So now we're on the opposite ends of the spectrum. I used to be the Tito's guy. He was the whiskey guy. He was more of a Knob Creek guy, but
I was more of a just whatever got me there.
Not a sponsor. All right. So
Knob Creek was 100 proof, so 100 proof gets you that a little faster than 80.
Bingo. All right, let's talk about it. Let's see what you got. We'll let you go first if you want. You pick your segment first.
My first one's going to be kind of it's more of a if, because we haven't started breaking down the rookies yet, and I want to wait till the draft happens, because last year we started talking about rookies a little early, and then the draft happened, and a lot of players went to places we didn't like. So, but here's my thing, is that I think this year, because there's no like big name rookie, like we knew Saquon, no matter where he was going, he's going to be your number one. If you were in Dynasty pick, or when he came to real, he's going to be a first round pick. There's no real running back like that this year, right?
No, actually, I did a lot of research, and there is not even close to what Saquon
exactly.
is.
So my thing is the number one rookie running back, because when you're in a draft, Dynasty or not Dynasty, even in redraft, you try to find that rookie that's kind of unknown, that Alvin Kamara from a couple years ago, who you can get late, cheap, maybe even off free agency, and he's going to be amazing for you, right?
Okay.
So the number one rookie running back for next year will be on the second day of the draft. So around 2, probably 3 guy.
I actually have a guy.
Do you have a guy?
Yeah, I do.
So I was just going to talk about the past and explain like why that happened.
Okay, good.
So
this will be a nice segue into my segment then.
Ooh, look at that. So in 2018, obviously we had Saquon, right? And we knew he was going to be up there. We didn't think he was going to be like fighting for the number 1 spot, but he was up there. But you know who was right behind him out of the rookies? Who was your number 2 rookie running back last year?
Was it Philip Lindsay?
It was Philip Lindsay, who was
undrafted.
And then your 3rd and 4th were Nick Chubb and Kerryon Johnson. None of the guys that were taken in the first round.
I drafted both of those guys in our rookie draft.
And you got to think Nick Chubb didn't even get a start till halfway through the season. Kerryon's very similar situation, and then he was cut down with an injury.
Yeah.
So had these guys played the whole year, they would have been up there in those top running back ranks too. And these were later guys that you could got, Royce Freeman was going way earlier than all these guys.
He was, and he was quite the disappointment, fantasy-wise.
And then if you go all the way to 2017, obviously Alvin Kamara.
Very good.
Who was taken in the 3rd round of the draft. Was the number 4 running back overall.
He was very talented.
Above guys like Fournette and CMC, who were 9 and 10, who were both taken in the first round. And even Dalvin Cook, who had that injury-riddled year, wasn't even worth really talking about, but he was also a first-round pick. So again, it was a second-day guy. You're number 1. 2016 was really the only year that it was completely like non-existent. This isn't fault because that was like Zeke, and he was the only guy really taken, only rookie running back of note.
Okay.
We had a lot of guys that it took them a couple of years to get going. You had your Kenyon Drakes and a few other dudes, but nobody. 2015, Todd Gurley was taken the first round, right? Was he the number one rookie running back that year?
He might have. No, it wasn't Zeke, was it? Zeke was the year after.
Zeke was the next year.
2015. I don't remember.
This one's kind of hard. David Johnson actually finished one spot above Todd Gurley.
Wow.
Yeah, who was taken in the third round.
Good for you, DJ.
And then 2014, there was no running back taken in the first round. Do you know who the number one rookie running back was in 2014? I'll give you a hint. I'll give you the team that he got drafted by. Cincinnati. Okay.
Oh, it was Jeremy Hill.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
second round pick. He was the number 11 running back that year.
Yeah, I remember because I drafted him the following year thinking, oh, this is going to be it. I grabbed him like the third round. I was like, oh, crushed it.
But these guys are like great steals. Because when you're in the draft, you're looking for that steal, right? Even with our strategy of taking a lot of running backs early, you still want to get a guy on the back end that you can throw on your bench and just wait and just, rub your hands together. And because I know 2 years ago, you didn't draft Alvin Kamara, right? Somebody else drafted Alvin Kamara?
He was drafted, dropped.
You picked him up.
There was a few people.
Rob picked him up.
Yeah.
I lucked out and picked him up in time, like just right before it happened.
Right before the Adrian Peterson thing happened, and then he blew up.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things like when you're looking at these rookies, don't get all caught up in, he was the first running back off the board. That might not be the best thing. I mean, even look at Baltimore with tight ends. The guy they took first at tight end,
Hayden Hurst,
was a non-factor in fantasy.
Yeah, Mark Andrews was a bigger factor than him. Well, I mean, you got to look. Rashad Penny was taken by Seattle, and he wasn't the best rookie running back this year.
Not even close.
Yeah, not even close. So I think there's something to that. I mean, Darius Geis was taken second round. Ronald Jones was taken. A lot of these guys were taken, and then it ended up being guys like Carry-On and, like you said, Nick Chubb, Phillip Lindsay, undrafted. Yeah, man. I mean, we'll have to see. So it's exciting. I did some research on this, and
obviously, once the draft comes around, we start prepping. These are the guys we're going to look at. We're like, ooh, this guy's got a good situation. But let's look down a little lower. Maybe a guy who doesn't have that clear path. Like Carry-On didn't have that clear path. No. He was obviously the way better running back.
Yeah, because LeGarrette Blount clearly deserved to be on a team last year. Other than New England, he's never done
Well, they thought they were going to a Super Bowl. They picked the wrong guy to go to the Super Bowl. Because him and Chris Long have been in the Super Bowl the last 2 years.
Yeah, well, Chris Long didn't make it either. So
he tried.
He got to the playoffs.
He made it there. He had a Super Bowl party.
Yeah. Yes, he did. All right.
Before we get into your segue, though, I was watching a little basketball today. Auburn played today, didn't they?
Well, the team they played against played. Auburn didn't really play.
Who did they play?
They were on the schedule to face Kentucky.
Yeah. Woo! Number 3 in the nation.
They did not play well. This always happens with Auburn. Bruce Pearl, great recruiter, horrible executor as far as a coach goes. So I'm getting used to it.
You can say that about Calipari too.
No.
I mean,
no.
He's won one national championship, and he's had the number 1 recruiting class or number 2 recruiting class every year.
Yeah, but I still expected more. Okay.
Let's get into yours. So you've got very similar.
So actually, I've done research, and I started looking at the first couple of rounds. And it's funny that you mentioned a running back that could go the second day of the draft. There's 3 of them in particular that I'm looking at right now. So we have Josh Jacobs. Do you know what university he went to? It's okay if you don't. I'm going to tell you.
Oh, who was it?
Alabama.
Oh.
Alabama. Another running back from Alabama, Damian Harris.
He's the one I think I know more of.
Okay, yeah, that's probably the one you're a little bit more familiar with. And then there's another guy I know you're very familiar with. This is the guy I'm actually expecting to be that breakout star. A Mr. Benny Snell Jr. Do you know who he is?
Kentucky.
Yes.
Boom!
All 3 of them are SEC players, but I'm really expecting if Benny Snell Jr. gets picked,
a good situation. He needs a really good situation.
Like a Tampa situation.
Yeah, he's a really good running back. I mean, he played for a very not so good team in the SEC. And
yes. So I looked and I started doing research on rookies, right? Because we both play redraft, but we also do dynasty. And if you're going to do that, you need to know, either way, you need to know who your rookies are. So those are the 3. There's not really a clear-cut guy this year who's going to be, phenomenal. He's not going to be a touted first-round pick like a Leonard Fournette, like a Christian McCaffrey, or a Zeke, or a Todd Gurley type, Saquon Barkley type. These guys are all going to go in the second round. I don't think that there's a clear-cut player who will go in the first round at running back at all, to be honest with you. So
no, not with the quarterbacks that are coming out and the defensive players we have, yeah.
This is going to be a defensive-heavy draft. Okay, so
what about Devin Singletary? Did you look at him at all?
He started getting to the point where I was like, I don't know if he's going to make a large impact fantasy-wise.
Okay, because Bucky Brooks has him as his number 2 running back right now.
Yes.
Before the thing,
but
and no love for Bryce Love?
No love for Bryce Love right now. So what I do want to I do want to talk about. So I started looking at all these rookies, right? Mm-hmm. And the first ones that we're going to talk about right now are quarterbacks. Okay, so the first one, and a lot of people have another guy as number 1, but the one to me who he just has a lot of tools. He's not as polished as he needs to be yet, but most guys aren't coming out of college. But this guy, Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah, he's the most prototypical quarterback too. I know the other guy you're going to talk about, and we'll talk about.
Yeah, he's number 2 in a lot of people's minds. But I was wanting to think about Dwayne Haskins, and I was kind of wondering, where do you think he's going to go? And do you think he might start right away?
I still think he'll be the first quarterback off the board. I do think that. Just because of Kyler Murray's the other guy we're going to talk about. I'm pretty sure you're going to bring up, right? And Kyler Murray...
Spoiler alert.
Is 5'8". Dwayne Haskins is like 6'3", 6'4". He's a big dude, right?
Yeah, he's much larger.
And he played at Ohio State or Urban Meyer, so I'm pretty sure he can run. I didn't watch a lot, but I'm pretty sure he still has wheels.
But he didn't have to rely on his legs as much as Murray did.
No, but that's what I'm saying is Dwayne Haskins still has the running ability. Every Urban Meyer quarterback has had rushing ability.
Yes, this is it's a weaker quarterback class. It's not as great as the one that we thought was coming out last year. But to me, Dwayne Haskins is the number 1 guy. And we know Arizona just drafted their guy last year. We know that San Francisco just drafted their guy last year. Oakland, or didn't draft him, but they paid him last year. Yes. So Oakland has Derek Carr right now. So this is what I'm thinking. So there's 3 teams I'm really looking at to possibly get him. Oakland, the Washington Redskins could trade up, and the same thing as far as the New York Giants. They could also trade up.
And honestly, right now, Charlie Cassidy, who is on NFL.com, he has him going to the Giants at the 6th pick without them even moving up.
Okay.
So you might not even have to move up.
You might not have to, because a lot of the teams that are up early, they already have spots. I like Dwayne Haskins. He will not make an immediate fantasy impact next year. I don't believe. I think he'll have numbers that are similar to a Sam Darnold. He won't be as bad as Josh Rosen. I mean, that's
yeah. I do want to see if Miami or Jacksonville, if they move up into the top 5, because I mean Jacksonville's at 7. If they jump up a couple spots just to jump over the Giants, that would make a lot of things shake up in here, because then you know they're going after quarterback.
Yeah, because we're really trying to figure out is Miami going to go for their quarterback this year, or are they really going to hold out for like Tua next year? Tua is the guy that everyone is very excited about out of Alabama. He is a great quarterback.
Oh, I mean, everybody's excited for the Clemson dude, but
he's not next year. That's the year after.
Right.
So
Tua technically isn't next year either, right? Because he's technically only a junior next year.
Yeah, but he can come out. He probably will.
You're not allowed to scout juniors. You know that, right? In the NFL, you're not supposed to scout juniors
until they declare.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but let's be honest. They're going to do it. It's at Alabama. Oh, we're going here to look at their edge rusher. I'm not going to watch the quarterback.
Yeah. So Kyler Murray, I think, is the most dynamic player there. He's not a prototypical quarterback, but I think he could have immediate fantasy impact next year. I mean, you don't want him to be your starter, but as a guy who can possibly be electric, maybe a fill-in guy, kind of like a Baker was this year. He wasn't, world moving, but
it's all going to honestly depend on the situation of these quarterbacks.
Yeah.
If Dwayne Haskins goes to New York, I still see Eli starting season as a starting quarterback. But if they go to Miami or Jacksonville, one of those places, they can get those starting jobs.
Absolutely.
So because you get a lot of pressure to start your rookies right away. We saw it this year. Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, they all started by the end of the season. Every rookie quarterback that was taken the first round was starting by the end of the season.
Yeah. Kyler,
even Lamar Jackson, who we didn't expect to start this year, play at all.
Yeah, that's true. Thanks a lot, Lamar. You ruined my life.
He's the only one that made the playoffs.
Yeah, you ruined my life. Now that you played so well, you got rid of Flacco, and now he's on the friggin' Broncos.
Well, that's good for you.
No, it's not. Okay, so the next two guys that people are talking about. Do you know of? Are you familiar with the other quarterbacks in the draft?
Drew Lock from I got it up right now.
Okay, so Drew Lock and
Missouri.
Daniel Jones
From Duke.
Who
We all know Duke is, when you think of Duke, you think of football.
you think of quarterbacks. You really
I heard there's a new quarterback U. I don't know.
they QBU for sure.
I heard Zion's coming out there. Wait, hold on, wrong sport.
R.I.P.
He's not done. He's coming back.
to that right knee. R.I.P. Yeah, Drew Lock and Daniel Jones out of Duke.
I don't see these guys getting taken before the third round.
Yeah, I think
They'll probably go in the second round just because they're quarterbacks. But
I'm not expecting a lot.
I'm not expecting anything from them. I'm expecting them to go to positions, be backups. There's nothing wrong with being a backup in the NFL.
No, you still get paid,
Yeah.
which is great to get paid. Now,
Is that your laptop over there taking off?
yeah, it's a little loud. I don't know what's up with that.
Okay, I didn't know if you were trying to launch out of here.
It's just trying to cool down. So let's talk about. There's actually two receivers from the same university that are real hot right now.
The Ole Miss guys?
Yeah, they're real hot right
Because
now.
they're gym photos?
They do like to work out, but they do have different skill sets.
Yes.
You have the field stretcher guy, and then you have more of the Jarvis Landry type gentleman. Both of them real hot. A.J. Brown.
Didn't AB tweet about that? That they're the most hyped guys since Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham?
Did he say that?
Yeah, he like Instagrammed it or something.
Well, I'm not comparing DK to Odell Beckham, but I do think
He's saying
that
like physically, the way they look and the way
Yeah.
they are on the like athletic ability. Maybe not pure football ability, but like just freaks gym athletes. Because
yeah, and I think AJ Brown he is like a Jarvis
it might have
Landry
been
type.
AJ Brown that said it. I just saw A Brown on there.
Well, AJ Brown is the guy that we were talking about. He's very athletic, but he's not quite the field. So DK Metcalf, the dude is yoked.
Yes,
He's like
And he's
6'4". I mean, he does not. He looks like a linebacker.
and he's fast.
He's very super fast.
Yeah,
Both of them.
I can't remember who it was on Twitter. They were trying to compare. There's like, who's your comp for DK Metcalf? He's like, I want to go with like a Kelvin Benjamin.
No.
Or he was trying to think of these big wide receivers, but he's like, he's way faster than all these guys, so it's kind of just service.
It's not fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, so DK Metcalf is the much larger one. Now, I am curious, and the reason that I bring this up, even though they're rookies, who do you think can use these guys the best? Now, I have my ideas as to where I think that they'll land.
You want him with a good quarterback situation. I'd love to see one of the Saints, but that ain't going to happen because guess what? Saints ain't got a first-round pick.
They don't, but I don't think that either. I don't know if either one of these guys
A.J. Brown right now is on the mock drafts going to a terrible situation by Charles Cassidy. He's got him going to Baltimore.
Oh, gosh, that's a bad
So-
situation. Why? They don't need receivers. They need blockers.
He's big.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I mean, you'd love to see him go to like Saints or
So we got to think of teams who need either a number 2 or
San Francisco. I mean,
San Francisco, yes, but I think they have a young core.
they do, but they're still building their young. Oh, you know what I'm saying? They're building.
What about New England?
They could, but I worry about rookies in that situation. Just like with Green Bay, like when rookies go into this crazy like way Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady prepare and the way they want to do things, and they want their receivers to know exactly what they're thinking before they think it.
Yeah.
We saw that with the rookies in Green Bay.
Yeah, but I think New England. I mean, they still wanted a Super Bowl, yes, but your boy Julian Edelman ain't getting no younger. And outside of him, who's their number 2?
Oh no, I understand all that, but I'm worried about rookies in that situation.
I do see them going to them. Other teams that need a wide receiver, Oakland could certainly use a wide receiver.
Yeah, but they need defense. So I really do think they take a lot of defense.
Tennessee, Cleveland could use a number 2.
Oakland does have 3 first-round picks, so
okay. So those are the wide receivers. There's a lot of other wide receivers we can talk about. We can talk about Kelvin Harmon from NC State, J.J. Arriga.
is there no receivers coming out of Clemson this year? Because that's usually where I go for my receivers.
No, actually, they're all pretty young.
Yeah.
They're still great. Marquise Brown from Oklahoma. He'll be a
What
little bit
about
later.
Riley Ridley?
I don't care about Riley Ridley.
Isn't that his older brother? Isn't that
His older brother?
I thought that was his older brother.
No,
Or is that his younger brother?
I think
Is
it's
Riley
his younger
really
brother. I think his younger brother.
okay? Because I thought there was something weird about how like he got to school early or something.
Yeah, but I mean, it's interesting looking at it. There's a couple of tight end prospects coming out of Iowa, actually. T.J. Hawkinson and Noah Font. I think those are the tight ends that you really need to be looking at. These are the guys that we're getting into rookie drafts. We're getting into fantasy dynasty drafts. You need to start paying attention to these younger guys and see where they land, because if you're not doing your research, you're going to get robbed. Like we've talked about year in year, there's always going to be a guy in the second, third, fourth
And you
round.
can have a team like Green Bay last year took 3 rookie wide receivers.
Yep.
Juwan Moore, Equinemius St. Brown, and Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Yep.
And the best one was Scantling, who's the last one off the board, I think, for them.
Yep.
So,
all right, we'll go ahead. We'll move on to your next section, Brad.
You already talked about the running backs? Is that all you want to talk about them? Okay.
Yeah, because there's not a lot, man.
It is very hard. It's going to be a lot of situational dependence.
It's going to be a heavy defensive draft. Heavy.
And offensive line and all those non-fantasy positions. My next one is, I kind of tweeted this out. Third-year breakout wide receivers.
Ooh.
So, and I kind of got caught off guard because I put in my Twitter poll, I put Mike Williams, Kenny Galladay, and who was my last one?
Cooper Kupp.
Those are your 3 biggest names. Somebody posted below Juju, and I said Juju was too obvious. And then somebody hit me up with like, Juju breakout, and put up his numbers. And then I said something, and he's like, I don't think you understand what breakout means. And I was like, okay, that's why I didn't put Juju on the list. But if Juju goes from a number 8, Antonio Brown leaves, and he becomes a top 5 wide receiver, that's a lot different.
He's already broken out.
But going from 8 to 4,
that's still a wide receiver 1. These other guys.
Well, Tyreek Hill, he went from being a borderline top 10 to a number 1. So you don't think he broke out even more?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I think he was still a phenomenal player. We knew he was a phenomenal player, but
yeah, Juju's not really a breakout. So those 3 guys, some other people I got were Chris Godwin, because Humphreys is possibly leaving, so he might be the new slot guy there.
Okay.
Because you were going to go for Humphreys, right?
I liked Humphreys a lot.
But I heard he's not coming back to Tampa, so got to see where he lands. Any other guys you want to bring out for third-year breakouts?
Corey Davis. He could potentially break out. I don't think he's going to be as big as the other. We have to see how Cooper Kupp recovers, one.
Yeah, the knee. The knee is the biggest thing with Cooper Kupp. If Cooper Kupp was fully healthy, last year probably would have been his breakout.
And you said your other options were Mike Williams and what was the other one?
Kenny Galladay.
Kenny G is going to be...
He's going to be a very reliable wide receiver.
Him and Mike Williams are the more talented of the 3 that we talked about, but I think Kenny G has the best opportunity to break out.
Do you worry about Kenny G's, with the way the offense is going now, being a more run-heavy offense?
Oh, no, they're going to fix that. They're going to fix it.
I think they want to be a run-heavy. I think that's the new coaching style. That's the new mindset of the coach. Is Matthew Stafford, you're going to throw the ball. I want you to be like Russell Wilson.
They got to fix it, dude, or they are screwed. I almost dropped an F-bomb.
Why?
The offense was horrible this year. Matthew Stafford took a step back.
We saw flashes when they let Carry On get the rock a lot.
Matthew Stafford took a huge step back. I mean...
But that's going to happen when you only throw the ball 15 to 20 times a game, and you used to throw it 30 to 40.
It wasn't necessarily that. They struggled just to move the ball. They struggled against good defenses. They struggled against bad defenses. It wasn't a good year for them, and they traded away Golden Tate, which actually put the offense even further back. Unless someone steps up or they go and draft someone, TJ Jones isn't going to be the next guy. TJ Jones was the guy behind Marvin Jones and Kenny Galladay, who was a wide receiver 4. It just wasn't a good year, and I think Kenny Galladay could be a focal point of that passing game. They're moving forward. Marvin Jones is a field stretcher. Kenny Galladay is a better route runner than... I understand they're both field stretchers, but Kenny Galladay is a better route runner.
And he's a better red zone threat.
Oh, absolutely, because he's larger.
Yes. What about D.D. Westbrook? If they get a better quarterback situation. Jacksonville threw the ball the most of any team last year.
That's the thing,
and they went out and got the offensive coordinator from Minnesota who got fired because he threw the ball too much.
Yeah, Shermer.
Yeah.
So, I like D.D. Westbrook. I think he's got a lot of talent. I use him a lot in Madden.
Mm-hmm. And that is 100% what we're looking for, and that's how you create talent.
He actually just tore his shoulder in my franchise mode, and it really hurt me. But Marquise Lee's stepping up. So, no, it's fine. I don't anticipate him doing it because they don't have the quarterback. Matt Stafford has done it.
They have a decent offensive line. They have running backs back there that should be able to pound the ball.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everything is there, but it's not in the cards, man. They don't have the money for a quarterback, so they're not going to really play in free agency. They might trade for Case Keenum. Okay, great.
Okay.
So,
all right.
That's a step up from Bortles, but barely.
What if they draft a quarterback, though? Because the defense, let's be honest, the defense is pretty sound. They weren't as good as they were last year, but I think that's a lot to do with just offense efficiency, too.
They're going to draft a guy, but, I mean, rookie quarterbacks are rarely very effective their rookie year. I mean, you're talking about...
Okay, in real football, but in fantasy, they can be for wide receivers. For wide receivers.
Okay, yes, but I mean, who really produced a great wide receiver that was a rookie this year? You got Josh Rosen, didn't do anything in Arizona.
Okay.
You have Sam Darnold for the Jets, didn't do anything up there. Robbie Anderson came on a little bit late, but he still wasn't a great wide receiver for season long. You had, I was going to roll Lamar Jackson. He didn't produce anything.
No, and that's what, I mean, he's not going to help wide receivers out at all.
And then you had Josh Allen in Buffalo. He didn't have a wide receiver to throw to.
So, actually, speaking of he does have a guy that's on his third year.
Zay Jones.
Okay. Who, his offseason last year was pretty rough.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about it on the show. I mean, he went through a glass window, was admitted for mental issues. He played the season. Granted, it wasn't good. The offense was kind of weird all year. Josh Allen didn't get going as a quarterback a lot. A lot of his numbers came from rushing.
Well, Zay Jones has all the talent, but so did Corey Coleman. So,
yeah, but Zay Jones is at least healthy. Like he had some injuries last year, but
yeah,
his price is going to be very cheap.
To me, the one that has the clearest path to have a breakout is still Kenny Golladay. I like the other guys that you're mentioning. I'm not saying that I don't like them, and they're so talented that they're buys in Dynasty, and you might be able to buy guys like Dede and Zay Jones low. What, the fifth? Will Fuller the fifth?
Yeah, what about him?
It's his fourth year.
Is this his fourth?
I think this is his fourth year.
I'm trying to think here.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Let me look it up.
Google it.
Looking up. I just about got to his name.
Because he was hurt his first year.
Oh, it is his fourth year.
Yep. So, boom.
Yeah. Dang it.
And
he's a guy that, man.
And I probably drank more than you tonight.
Yeah, well, I just started.
Yeah, so boom. Boom goes the dynamite.
All right.
I had two.
So, I mean, these are the third-year guys. We got to keep an eye out, see what happens. Like, honestly, if they get some kind of decent quarterback play, if Jacksonville does something crazy and trades for Derek Carr for a fourth-round pick.
The most talented guy is Mike Williams. I think it's Mike Williams.
Okay.
But you have Keenan Allen still there. Tyrell Williams will be gone. But, I mean, they're gonna throw the ball to Melvin Gordon a lot. Hunter Henry will be back. That's the only reason I'm not picking Mike Williams. And Cooper Kupp coming off the injury, obviously. So, yeah, I think it's a very interesting question. I'm going to be interested to see how it pans out. I'm hoping Corey Davis does something.
I like Dede. And I think Dede and the other wide receiver, Keelan Cole. Isn't it Keelan Cole's third year too? They were rookies the same year, weren't they?
Yes.
They were.
Because Chark was a rookie last year.
So it's technically both their third year, so we could see something.
But Dede's better. What university did you go to?
Who, Dede?
Yeah. Oklahoma. Next question.
Where did who did I just say?
Will Fuller?
No, the other Jacksonville guy.
DJ Chark?
No. Keelan Cole, where'd he go?
USC?
No.
I don't know.
It is. Crap, I know this because my buddy went to school there.
He doesn't know it.
Dang it.
AMU, American Military University.
That's where we go to school. So what's more surprising? What would be more surprising? That Zay Jones has a good year or that Houston without James Harden might beat Golden State tonight?
That's ridiculous. Well, Clint Capella's back.
Yeah, but there's no James Harden.
Excuse me.
And that is at the 29 minute. Okay.
No, I want to keep that in there.
We are.
People need to know how powerful I sneeze. I'm a very strong sneezer.
I want to bring this up right now.
What's up?
If Houston wins this game, does that kind of ruin James Harden's MVP talks?
James Harden not an MVP.
But he's in the MVP talks because what he's been doing with all the injuries they've had and keeping this team in contention.
Yeah.
I know this is off topic. This isn't football. I don't care right now. We got some time. We can burn some time.
I don't like James Harden very much.
I know you don't like James Harden, but this completely ruins it, right? Because this is Golden State technically at full power. I think Clay, Steph, and Durant are all playing with Boogie.
No, Curry's not playing tonight.
Oh, Curry's not? Okay. There are big numbers with Golden State without Curry.
Yeah. But you still have Durant,
Yeah. Clay.
Draymond Green, Boogie.
You still have 4 All-Stars.
Yeah, it's 4 out of 5. Like versus Clint Capella and Chris Paul. Grow up. Okay. Yeah, you should be dominating.
They got those other guys there. Come on.
Yeah. All right, so we'll move on. Next segment I have. Actually, you know what? Just in case we didn't have enough time, I prepared like a little mini bonus segment.
Okay.
Well, we'll get into the first one that I had. So free agency. We're going to try and talk about players who are going to be free agents, how it will affect their previous team, and maybe a good fit for them or somewhere you see them going. So the first one, most obvious one, Le'Veon Bell. Sat out all year. So he won't affect his old team as much because we already know how he affected them.
Yeah, because we saw it all last year. You saying what would be the perfect landing spot for him?
Where would fantasy? No, we're not talking about real life. Yeah, fantasy. Where would you like to see him land?
The Colts would be a good one.
Well, that'd be great.
I could see him good in the 49ers system.
But they already paid their guy, Jerick McKinnon.
They did, but let's be honest. I don't think they have the guaranteed money to pay him. You're right. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, dream and wishing here.
Some people are saying with the Todd Gurley situation that could actually hurt Le'Veon Bell's chance to get cash in.
With him not performing all the way.
With him getting hurt, the knee injury reappearing. It was the same year that happened. Same knee that bothered him his junior year in Georgia that he got injured in. And he disappeared in the playoffs because of injury, but they gave him $60 million over 4 years. So,
are you really worried about Todd Gurley? I think they're going to change the way they use him next year in the beginning of the season, but I don't think Sean McVay's like, oh man, we'll be a great team without Todd Gurley. I think he understands that Todd Gurley is a lot of the focal point of that offense, and maybe he will just, instead of trying to limit his minutes towards the end of the season, he'll limit his touches in the beginning of the season.
That's true, and that's what he should do.
Yeah, that way he's ready to roll in the playoffs instead of being somewhat good when it comes down time.
I don't know. So the Colts would be an ideal situation, and I think that's where Lev Bell wants to go. I think he wants to compete. He doesn't want to be...
There have been rumors him saying Baltimore, and if he goes to Baltimore, oh my...
He's dead to me.
Because I don't even think he'll be good in that system.
No.
Because Gus Edwards is good just because he runs forward.
Yeah, they're more pounders.
Yeah.
No, Le'Veon Bell, the talent is undeniable.
And I'm not saying he can't pound up the middle, but that's not going to... His numbers are great because he's two-way, catch the ball, run the ball. He can do it all.
And let's not forget that Pittsburgh has an incredible system and one of like a top 5 offensive line. So
yeah, they do.
Yes, I'd love another.
What about the Jets? He goes to the Jets. You're really nervous? Will you still take?
He would get the usage.
No matter where Le'Veon Bell goes, you still think he's a top 5 pick next year?
No.
No. Okay.
No, not even close. If he goes to Indy, yeah. If he goes to New York, I might take him in that 3rd round.
Yeah, if he's on the Giants, I wouldn't take him at all because he's going to back up Saquon.
I meant the,
I know.
I meant the Jets.
I know.
All right. So next guy I want to talk about, another running back, Tevin Coleman. He had his shot this year, and I don't think they're going to re-sign him based on his performance this year, obviously. They have Ito Smith and Devonta Freeman will come back maybe from that soft nug.
I could see them getting me again because I think the biggest reason they weren't going to re-sign him is because he was going to be very expensive. But I think with the down year he had, with all the opportunities, he may be relatively cheap. And he knows the system, and they want to kind of keep him there. I think Matt Ryan still likes him. I think the players around there still like him. So he could go somewhere else. But I still do see them, depending on how much he costs. Obviously, this is what we get down to, right?
Yeah.
He could be somebody, if Le'Veon goes somewhere else, they could go to the Jets. Because that's what the Jets do. The Jets just keep grabbing subpar running backs.
Yeah, we'll just keep retreading it and see what happens. I'm not really excited about Tevin Coleman's fantasy outlook, whether he stays with the Falcons or if he stays with the Falcons and he's the number 2 in the 1-2 punch.
You know what popped in my head, like as soon as you said it?
What?
Was Denver. But then I was like, they drafted 2 rookies last year who were really good, so they probably won't
we don't need
spend money on him. And they still love Devontae Booker.
We got
Devin
Flacco.
Booker or whatever his name is.
We got Flacco now, so we're good.
Woo!
We're way good.
You need Falco, not Flacco.
Oh, Shane would be amazing, dude. I would love to have Shane Falco because at least he's got heart. So
that's what they need.
Next guy, let's talk about Nick Foles, dude. He's the hot free agent quarterback.
He was the hot free agent quarterback. What was that, like 6 years ago?
Yeah, kind of. Well, he got traded.
Yeah, but he was the hot guy getting traded.
He was, but I mean, Flacco is a streak kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's hot. He's cold.
Do you wish Denver would have waited and tried to sign him instead of going and trading a 4th-round pick for Flacco? Which one would you rather have on your team?
I'd rather have Foles than Flacco.
And that's because of the way. But do you think Foles is maybe a little bit with that system?
Oh,
honestly, because I think he just knew that system. Sitting on the bench next to the coach, learned that system in and out.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was part of the system. I mean, if you can't succeed in Jeff Fisher's system, I mean, what do you? He was part of the St. Louis Rams.
Yeah, that's where he hated his life and almost retired, right?
Yeah, that was almost it. Yeah. But he thrived under Chip Kelly. He had the 27 touchdown, 2 interception year. I think Nick Foles is going to be a hot commodity. I don't think he's going to go to Denver now, obviously.
No.
But there's some teams out there who need quarterbacks. We know that quarterback is the most sought-after position. No. Oh. I don't think it's going to be Oakland. They have Derek Carr.
They do, but I think they're trying to go away from Derek Carr.
Well, they just guaranteed a salary for this year by not cutting him or trading him. 20 mil. 20 mil.
You can still trade him.
20 mil ain't chip change, son.
Yeah.
I don't have 20 mil.
Where do you think he's going to go? Where do you think Nick Foles goes? Washington? I don't think they can afford him.
That would be the ideal place, but I don't think they can afford him either.
Because they have too much money wrapped up in the quarterback.
It's not going to be the Giants. It's a team that has a lot of pieces like Jacksonville.
He could go to Jacksonville. I think they have a lot of guys still on rookie salaries.
Yes.
So they could if they get rid of the Bortles.
Well, they're going to have to eat some of the Bortles' money, but I think that Jacksonville might be a very good look for Nick Foles. Very good look. He's not going to go play a backup. He's not getting backup.
No, I just worry about the Jacksonville system and him being in that.
He just paid the Eagles $2 million to say, I don't want to work for you anymore.
Yeah.
What if I gave you $2 million to quit this podcast?
I'd say thanks.
Yeah, later. Bye.
And I think Philly knew he was going to do that.
Yeah, but you don't give away that kind of money unless you know there's greener pastures. And
he paid him back $2 million. What was his contract? $6 million if he'd have played this year?
No, dude. They had to tag him. Or they had
No, they didn't tag him.
No, it was going to be like 20 million. They could have tagged him. It was going to be like 20 million.
That's what it was. But for 1 year. It was the
But
1
it's
year
still
deal.
$20 million.
But he's looking
That's a lot of
to
cheese.
being the guy. He knows he'll never be the guy in Philadelphia.
No.
As long as Carson Wentz is there. No matter what he's done for that city.
There's not a lot of other...
Jackson. I'm trying to think of another place he could go.
Well, we said Washington.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
I'm trying to think of teams that that are right there, like a quarterback would change. Like
Dallas needs a quarterback.
I think they like that.
Sorry, that
was a shot.
Hey, shots fired. No, there's not. I mean, Bengals, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, that's a whole new coaching staff there. So we'll see what system they want to run. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Do they want to stick with Andy Dalton? Do they think Andy Dalton is still serviceable for them?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. The only other really hot, well, even moderately warm quarterback free agent that we could talk about is Tyrod, but no one really cares.
What about Teddy Bridgewater? Because he was only on a 1 year deal. Technically, he's
a 1 year deal.
1 year deal.
He was on a 1 year deal, but I think that last game where he played, he didn't show a lot.
He didn't, but we've seen flashes throughout. I think in week 16s, you never know. Like Michael Thomas didn't even play, did he?
I think the Saints can re-sign him pretty cheap, actually.
Okay, maybe give him that wink, wink, nod, nod.
Yeah,
Drew Brees only has a couple more years left. You're the guy when he leaves.
You'll be the guy.
Yeah,
but Drew actually looked pretty good. So, I mean, he had one of the worst years he's had statistically in a long time, but he still looked good. Okay, so we'll move on then. Mark Ingram, that's a hot name.
It is. I mean, as a running back, but
he's a good running back.
He is, but is he going to be expensive? And we just talked about how teams don't want to pay running backs.
I don't think he will be that expensive. He's a little bit older.
He's not going to be Le'Veon Bell, but he'll be cheaper than we just talked. We've both talked about how, and I guess this rookie running back class not being very strong may help him a little bit. But I don't think they're completely weak. They don't have that top end talent. They get a lot of mid range talent. And I think a lot of teams, depending on how they fall in love with him.
No one's fallen in love with Mark Ingram.
A lot of people in Alabama did.
Oh, no, Steph Curry's out there. So who was it that's not playing? Is it KD that's not playing tonight? I got a report that one of the Warriors aren't playing. Is it Draymond?
No, KD's out there.
No, I saw Draymond earlier. I'm sorry, I know this is just off topic. But anyway.
Sean Livingston.
Maybe it's
worried about
Draymond.
him. There's
Maybe
Clay. They're all out there. I saw Boogie earlier.
they're just losing by 14 for no reason. Okay,
Yep.
so yeah, Mark Ingram. I think he actually stays with the Saints.
Do you?
I think he goes back on a 1 or 2 year deal, maybe a 1 year with a team option for the second.
I think a lot will determine how the draft goes. If they draft a quarterback because they don't have a first round pick, if they take a 3rd round pick on another running back.
Yeah, he's out.
He's gone. Like I think you can almost pencil it in. He's gone.
They might even go after a guy like a LeGarrette Blount who might be cheaper. So it's quite possible.
Maybe I don't think LeGarrette Blount fits their system at all because LeGarrette Blount can't catch the ball to save his life.
Yeah, that's true. I'd like to see Mark Ingram in the market. That's good. Jamison Crowder and Tyrell Williams, those are two, like, they could be serviceable wide receiver 2s, but I'm not really banking on them.
I want to throw this out there to you because we've talked about how crazy the Steelers' whole team and dysfunction is. Technically, Ryan Shazier is a free agent this year. Do you think they give him like a courtesy deal for what he's done for that team to say, like, keep working through rehab, let's get you back here?
I think it's possible, but it will be like a 1 year league minimum kind of deal. He's still.
It won't be a lot of guaranteed money. I get that.
He's still on Madden. Kareem Hunt ain't. So
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Do you think Shazier technically is a free agent? Do you think they will? Because they're obviously not going to pick up his rookie option because that's going to. But
no, I don't think so.
But do you think the team will sign him again?
Yeah, I can see him doing that.
Okay, because I mean he is still a big name, and
the Steelers, for the most part, are actually a really good organization to work for. I don't.
AB's not technically a free agent, even though he's going on Instagram in the morning on his elliptical telling teams just give him a call. He wants that guaranteed money, though. You better have it ready. You
know, it's funny that you bring up AB because that is a great segue into my mini segment that I have.
What?
Boom, 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 boom.
Swear to God, this wasn't planned.
Yes, so very nice, very nice. So we're going to talk about this, my do not draft list.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I've come up with some players that I want nothing to do with next year.
Okay.
And this is strictly PPR. And I'll tell you why I don't want. There's 2 quarterbacks on my list. Mitchell Trubisky.
All right.
And Eli Manning. They both still finish fairly high, but I want nothing to do with them. So those guys, those were easy givens, but Antonio Brown.
I think Trubisky could be good.
Yeah, well.
We'll see what his ADP comes out when we start getting to like good drafts. Because if his ADP is too high, yes. But if he still has a 12th round ADP, like I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
If he's got like a 7th, that's a whole other story.
Yeah, no. So Antonio Brown, though.
Do you think he sets out? If the Steelers don't trade him, do you think he sets out the whole year like Le'Veon?
No, I don't think he will.
Is it because he's 32?
And he's about 29? And he's about that money.
But if he was 29, do you think he would?
Yeah.
Instead of 32?
Yeah, I think so. But
does he think he's smart enough to realize I've only got so many years left?
He wants that money. Yeah. He's a greedy dude. He's talking about he's hurting his own trade value by coming out and saying, I want guaranteed money. It's like, you know that
the Steelers leaked that only 3 teams have contacted him.
Which means that 29 teams did not want him.
28.
No,
because the Steelers are one team.
They don't want him either.
I think they still want him. They just don't want the antics that come along with it.
I don't want anything to do with Antonio Brown.
Do you think Pizza Hut still runs a commercial of Juju and AB eating pizza next year on the couch?
Yeah. Are they in their Steelers?
They're Steelers colors. It's not Steelers gear.
Yeah, they'll still run that.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to run that. You paid for it. You got to run it. Yeah, I don't want anything to do with them next year. There's another hot wide receiver. There's 2 more wide receiver names.
You want nothing to do with Le'Veon Bell unless he's at Indy, which is going to be, I think, a long time.
Yeah, his is more situational. Antonio Brown.
You don't care where
older.
He goes. If he goes to the 49ers, you're still done with him.
No, don't want him.
Goes to the Saints, you're done with him. Not that would happen. But I'm just saying.
No, I don't want him. If he goes to Oakland, don't want him.
New England.
Don't want him.
Ooh.
Don't want him. Okay. I don't.
All right. A free agent you didn't bring up was Cole Beasley.
Yeah, well, we had the segue. He's actually on my list. There were guys further down the list like Adrian Peterson, Golden Tate, big names that used to be relevant in fantasy. I also had Devin Funchess on there, Dante Moncrief. Those just guys just weren't, we can talk about them, but are they really going to make an impact?
It's really going to depend on where they fall.
Another guy I don't want to draft, mostly because of his draft price, not because of his talent, will be Adam Thielen.
Okay. You think it's going to be a first round?
He'll still be in that second round range, but
into the first, beginning of the second.
But he didn't produce like that over the second part of the season, which is when Kirk Cousins started to get comfortable.
Okay. And he is, I mean, what is he, 30 now?
He's 29.
29? He'll be 30 when the season starts, I think we said. Or during the season.
I think he'll turn it right towards the end of the season.
Okay.
So still, I don't want anything to do with Adam Thielen. You guys can keep him. And the last receiver that I don't want anything to do with, this shouldn't be surprise anyone, but Amari Cooper, keep him. Keep him.
He hurts you. Man, he hurts you bad. You still don't.
He hurts everyone every year.
He helped out Rob last year. I'm just saying.
In one game?
That's all you need to win.
Did he win a championship?
No.
I'm not trying to take a shot at Rob. I'm trying to say
he played me in the playoffs, so it doesn't. We know the rules on that.
Okay, well that's just mean.
That was a shot.
That was mean. I wasn't trying to say that. I'm saying
so
Amari Cooper.
You still have nothing to do with Amari Cooper.
I don't.
I think his ADP is going to be way too high because he had those big flash games at Dallas. And everybody's like, oh, it took him a while to get the Dallas system down. But Dallas is still a run-first team.
Yeah. So let's...
Very similar. What about Doug Baldwin next year? You want anything to do with Doug Baldwin next year? I don't know if you have him on the list.
I think his draft price will drop, and I do want something to do with it.
Do you want a little bit? Even though that team was the most run-heavy team in the league?
Because I'm thinking I can get Doug Baldwin as my wide receiver, too.
Yeah.
With the injury and then the way people are playing that offense, I might be able to sneak him in the 5th round, bud.
I worry about him because it was a knee injury that lingered all year long.
No, he's going to be fine.
And then they had the fact that offense is going to a full-on run team.
I still think he could be a value. I could be wrong. I'm fine.
I mean, yeah, in 5th or 6th round, you're taking a shot on him.
Yeah.
Over some guys like what's going to be there, but okay.
So are there any guys for you that are on like a wide receiver? Do not draft
wide receiver.
Yeah, we'll just stick with wide receiver right now.
Does Jordy Nelson count?
No, and you can't say anyone from Baltimore because we all know that.
Okay.
That's a given.
I'm trying to think here, off the top of my head. I don't like any of the Giants guys other than Odell. Sterling Shepard didn't show up or anything last year. They had opportunities. I really don't want any piece of them.
Okay.
No Washington guys. Just because that is a trash dumpster fire.
Train wreck.
Yeah. What else? I'm trying to think of some teams that...
Jets? No. Patriots.
Robbie Anderson still has flashes. Like, Robbie Anderson, I think, is going to be still cheap again.
Yeah.
And you got to be smart with Robbie. I think Robbie Anderson is a guy you don't draft, but maybe you just wait till about halfway through the season you pick him up. Because every year it seems like he's a second half player.
Let's talk about Alshon. What do you think about Alshon?
With Carson Wentz, no, actually. Because we look at the numbers. With Carson Wentz, we talked about this in the last show. With Carson Wentz, it was not good. When he was there with Nick Foles, yeah, he was great.
Okay.
But Carson Wentz loves the tight ends a little more than the wide receivers.
And that's why we got to bring him up. You still like all the Rams guys, all 3 of them.
I need to see what the draft prices are. Obviously, I still don't want to pay up for Robert Woods, even though he was the best one last year.
Mm-hmm.
As weird as that sounds, I'll still be low on Robert Woods. I will until the day he goes to the Hall of Fame.
It just might end up there while you're messing around. Yeah, he could very well end up there.
He keeps this up. But yeah, that's off the top of my head. I just can't think of anybody really.
Yeah, okay, that's
I'm kind of with Amari Cooper with you because if he's a 3rd round pick, I'm not probably taking the 3rd or 4th round.
No.
Yeah, I think he'll be that kind of like that Josh Gordon.
What about Jarvis Landry? How do you feel about him?
He was still one of the most targeted wide receivers in the NFL.
Okay.
And when you look at wide receivers, you want them to get the opportunities, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
And so he's getting the opportunities by getting targeted so much.
Okay.
So I'm okay with Jarvis because I think his performance will push him down to that fifth round range.
Okay.
And I'd probably take him over the guy you said you take in the 5th round. What'd you say?
The guy I said I would take in the 5th round?
Yeah, you said it. I said I wouldn't touch him, and you said... Oh, Doug Baldwin. I take him over Doug Baldwin.
Yeah, well...
I mean, that's just me, though. That's just me thinking.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, so
especially PPR.
We'll move on real quick to a couple running backs before we get out of here that I do not want to draft.
David Johnson.
No, actually, I would take David Johnson.
Even if he still grades as a 1st round pick?
If I'm 11, 12, yeah.
Then you can bookend it.
Oh, yeah.
And protect yourself with another running back on the back end.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
But if he's grading out to a 5th, He was still a top 10 wide running back last year.
Yeah, I'll take that.
But it wasn't anything that helped you any week.
I'll take that because people are going to go hard after running backs in the fantasy football this year. I mean, there's only one or two guys like DeAndre and maybe Devontae Adams that are going to go early. Maybe you know who I could see even slipping in the first round when AB's gone? Juju. I could honestly see him slipping in the first round. It wouldn't surprise me at all. But
do you think Kelsey goes at all in the first round? Takes that Gronk spot?
No.
That late first, early second.
First?
Or early second. Because Gronk's been a second round or third round.
I can see the second, yeah.
Because some people jump on that tight. I got to get my tight end now because I have the best tight end.
Yeah, which is stupid.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like Kelsey's there, and we talked about that offense.
Stupid. Don't do that. So the two running backs I want to talk about, you already know one of them. I don't want anything to do with Derrick Henry. But the surprise might be Chris Carson. I know I want to say he even finished as an RB1 this year. But Chris Carson, I don't see them having any loyalty to him.
No.
As they say, these hoes ain't loyal.
Yeah.
They say that.
Yeah, Chris Brown says it, and he slaps him.
Is that?
Yeah.
That's very inappropriate. I see it kind of being a similar thing to an Alex Collins type situation.
Okay.
They drafted Rashad Penny to be the guy.
What about Jarrett McKinnon?
No, Jarrett McKinnon I do want him because
he's a third round pick?
If he's my third running back, yeah.
I just worry about them time sharing it and trying to because before we loved him there because there was no real running back to take his spot, right? But Breida had a good year, and we saw all these other running backs have good years.
No, I want me some Jarrett McKinnon next year.
Okay.
Absolutely.
What about there was another one I had in my mind. I forgot.
Do you want an Eagles running back next year? Nope.
No.
Not even a little bit. What about a Raiders running back? You want one of them?
Marshawn Lynch coming back again?
I don't think so.
If they stay in Oakland, he'll stay there. But I think if they go anywhere other than Oakland, I think he's done. Because he only went there to play in his hometown.
How about this? Aaron Jones or Jamal Williams? Jamal Williams actually played pretty well in Aaron Jones' absence at the end of the season.
Who's the coach there now? Matt LaFleur?
LaFleur.
I like Aaron Jones.
You still like Aaron Jones better?
Yeah, because I think LaFleur is going to go with the playmaker guy. I don't think he I need a blocking. I need 3 yards in a cloud of dust every down. No, I need the guy that's going to take one to the house if I want to take it to the house.
And that's who Aaron Jones is.
What about who did I have in my mind? Forgot.
What about Darius Geis? You think you can get?
No, I think he'll have a very similar to Dalvin Cook year, where he works himself back in there, especially with no quarterback play.
It's possible.
He's going to face a lot of 8-man blocks. Did you want any of Royce Freeman?
No.
You don't think maybe he can have one of those second year? Everybody focus on Philip Lindsay. He comes out there and has a good year. Because the problem with him last year was we took a third round pick on him. You can probably get him last pick of the draft.
Yeah. Yeah, if you get him at that price, absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. You can take him very end and you can just sit there.
At best, he's going to be in a timeshare until Lindsay gets hurt.
Lindsay still has that wrist injury, which isn't.
He'll be back.
He will be back, but
I'm a Broncos fan. He'll be back.
But if he's not back for training camp, and then Royce Freeman shows up in training camp, because Royce Freeman didn't have a terrible year, he faced the most 8-men in the box of any running back.
No, he was, and he's actually still he had pretty good numbers for the opportunities,
and he got touchdowns. He was good in the goal line, and
yeah, it was just Philip Lindsay was more explosive.
Yeah,
but like I'm saying, Philip Lindsay has earned the starting job if he's healthy. But Royce Freeman, they did pay up for him, so I don't know. We'll see what happens.
And his new coaching staff too, so that changes everything about this whole situation.
Yeah, it's not a clear-cut thing like we've seen Aaron Jones be the guy. We haven't seen enough from Royce Freeman to say that he's bad.
And honestly, Atlanta, when they went out and got their new coach, everybody thought Tevin Coleman was going to be the guy because that's the guy they drafted. Devonta Freeman was the prior coach's guy.
The prior regime, yeah.
Yeah. But it was Devonta Freeman who was actually the running back.
They paid him with that soft nug.
So.
Very soft.
Do anything to do with Devonta Freeman?
Devonta Freeman next year? No.
LaShawn McCoy? That was the one I was thinking. LaShawn McCoy.
No, dude. Well, LaShawn McCoy's draft price is going to drop, but the offense isn't going to be any better. The offensive line is bad. They don't have receivers. They cut Charles Clay. Charles Clay didn't play for them.
He did.
Yeah, he did. He was with the Cardinals now. He's with the Cardinals now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, I'm good. I'll pass.
One guy I want to bring up. I saw this on Twitter. Would you buy low on Ronald Jones right now?
On Rojo?
Yeah.
No, I didn't like Rojo coming out.
Okay.
And that's my opinion. I could be completely wrong.
It's more the Bruce Arians effect than the actual Rojo himself.
Yeah.
It's the Bruce Arians effect of making that offense.
And that's something.
And that offense was very dynamic last year. Let's not talk bad about that. That offense was put up a lot of fantasy points all around.
Just not that much from the running back position because they didn't have great running backs there.
Barber had a couple good games. It was surprising. Like
He did. He's certainly not the answer, but I think that he could surprise you, Rojo.
I think he needs to work on catching the ball,
which is what he excelled at in college.
Yeah.
He's not going to be the guy who is your every down back, but he could certainly have a decent fantasy year. And if you get a good price on him, yes.
Because I saw a lot of people comparing him to Melvin Gordon's rookie year. Melvin Gordon had a terrible, terrible rookie year. Didn't have a single touchdown.
Mama wouldn't even wear that jersey.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
His mom was like, no, you got to earn that, son.
Exactly. So he's somebody, I have him in our Dynasty League, but you could probably get him super, super cheap in a Dynasty. And
trade me for him then. Let's trade him.
I haven't. No, I'm not trading. I don't want to trade him way cheap.
Okay, well, I got Nick Chubb, so.
Too bad Kareem Hunt's going to be the running back there next year.
No, he's not.
Does it scare you at all?
No, because Kareem Hunt won't even play most of the year.
Yeah, but if he does come on strong at the end, just like Nick Chubb did.
No, I think Kareem Hunt was part of a system.
Everybody's part of a system. Tom Brady's part of the system.
Yeah, and he would suck without it.
Yeah. Drew Brees would suck without his system.
I fully believe that.
He didn't suck in the Chargers, but he wasn't what he is now.
That was San Diego. You can say San Diego.
I just said Chargers. I wouldn't mess it up.
I know, because it's very confusing. Whatever.
All right, one last thing we're going to end this on. Did you see the AAF almost didn't make payroll last week?
Very concerning. But that's why Vince McMahon's looking back like, you scrubs. Should have thought about that.
Second week of the season, almost make payroll.
That's why he waited the extra year. He learned from his mistakes. The AAF threw this thing together. Players are getting injured left and right.
And the San Antonio team has had better attendance numbers than the Chargers.
That ain't good. If you're at the Chargers. If you're San Antonio, great.
Yeah.
That ain't good. All right, dude. Let's get on up out of here.
Let's do it.
All right, thank you for tuning in to the Empty Wagon Fantasy Football Podcast. You can hit us up on Twitter at EmptyWagonFF, at Instagram at EmptyWagonPod. You can hit Brad up at Tack Jones on Twitter and me at FFJoshHughes. We love you guys. We're going to try to get a little guest host in maybe here coming up soon. We try to get one tonight, but he's a little bit busy hanging out. We still love you, bud. So come check us out next week. Tell your friends, tell your mom, tell everyone. Hit us up.
Later.